Undrafted, Uncensored.
We're going to try that again, everybody, because we can, huh? How about that? We'll just see if we can. We'll see if we can restart it. Don't worry, everybody. It's okay. We're getting it figured out.
Everything's fine.
Totally professionals. Let's try this one more time. Let's see if it starts up where it left off. Oh, I know what to do. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Don't worry, everybody. I think I got it.
Welcome to the Undrafted, Uncensored cast of Pod. Hosted by Nick Archuleta. Mosted by Colin Zanker. And last but certainly is least, Joseph Goodwin.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Undrafted Uncensored, a part of the E5280 Sports Network, where, I don't know about you guys, I'm a fan of the Oakland Ballers and the city of Oakland right now for their pettiness, and they're just straight direct. Fuck you to the A's ownership.
Yep, totally.
They're beautiful.
I thought you were going to go with, I know how to not fuck Connor Bedard's mom.
I messaged my friend right field Will, who hooked me up with the ticket when I was out there, and I was like, This is good, man. I was like, this is good. I want to be out there. I hope, they're playing in the Pioneer League. I hope it's good baseball out there. They deserve it, but that promo ad is fire.
Oh, dude, was that sick? Oh, man. I was so excited when I saw that today. It was just one of those moments where I was just like, I don't know why, like, I've always had, like, an appreciation for the A's.
Yeah.
There's just always been that, like, they're just that little team that you're just like, oh, you're so cute. And so, like, I've always had an appreciation for them. And, like, when they were moving, I felt bad for, like, the legit A's fans.
Yeah.
But when they threw that promo out there today, I was like, oh, hell yeah. That's how you do it. That's a straight fuck you.
Yeah, I told you after being there, like, my heart really broke. Like, it was tough to watch and see that for those fans, and the way that they're so serious about the game, and and then the fact that we're lucky enough to have a team that, not that we don't have any diehard Rockies fans, because we do, but it's different. It was definitely different out there. You do not have that same experience here in Colorado with the fans here. So
it's not there yet. I mean,
it's been 30 years.
No, it's never going to be.
Just remember,
they're not going to try.
A lot of those of us that have been around the entire time the organization existed, we had teams and players before the Rockies came around. So, like, the kids that were born with them, that's all they know.
Yeah,
those are the ones that are just starting to get up there now and, like, appreciate the Rockies and what they are, because you and I we can go down baseball rabbit holes all day long,
but
that's because we watched other teams and other players, and we had more than just the Rockies when we were young.
No, I get it. It's the next generation is just coming up into Rockies fandom now, really. I understand what you're saying. It's just man, I need a next generation. I need someone to pass it down to. But that's not my dog.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Tank.
Read the Frank. Read the Frank behavior.
He's just chilling on the couch.
Nice.
He's just being a good dog.
Well, speaking of fuck yous, who won Sunday?
Denver Broncos. Oh, well, speaking of Frank the Tank and Fred and Laco, you guys realize the Broncos haven't lost a game since I got the dog.
That's true.
Oh,
I got him on the Green Bay Packers day.
Yeah, you did.
And we celebrated the victory. I was happy the Broncos won. I celebrated with Laco on the couch. It's like, oh, the Broncos win. You're a good luck dog.
Yeah.
And just saying.
There you go.
Just saying. The Broncos have not lost. You asked what changed with the Broncos, and I found it out. It is I adopted a dog, and the Broncos went on a winning streak.
That definitely makes a difference for sure. He's a good dog. Look at him.
Damn, can you imagine what would happen if he'd have knocked a girl up?
Oh man, Super Bowl bound.
Oh, dude, easy. It's like 19-0, son.
Oh man.
I'm taking applications as we speak.
Taking applications.
If you want the Broncos to win a Super Bowl,
background process, people.
We are currently
Weed 'em
scouting
out.
talent.
I mean, it took me a few days to pick the dog. You got to think about the mother of my child, what that's going to take.
Way less time.
Yeah.
Well, probably the starting part.
The conversation will be longer than. Well, they did it again. They did it in their own unique Denver Broncos way.
Yep.
Which is
barely.
You know, but I've always been told it doesn't say pretty in the win column.
No.
It just says win.
That's true.
And, you know, you look at this Broncos team, they found a way. I mean, they're still not getting McLaughlin a whole lot of carries, but between Javonte and Pirine, they have a decent balance now. They're giving Russ opportunities to go deep, albeit not that often. I mean, I think some of that still they don't have faith in him. Yeah. And there was one I found it on Twitter the other day, and I don't remember if I shared this one or not, or if it was one of the ones that got lost in the fold. It was just showing how the Broncos were setting up everything with their blocking scheme on a run with Javonte, because they were having a guard pull and come around to the right side. So that was forcing the middle linebackers to start coming around the edge, where once they started doing that, it obviously opened up the middle where you can cross blockers, or, you know, you can pull the center over a little bit more to create a different hole for Javonte or Pirine to go through. And we never would have seen that week 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a Broncos team that has taken a lot of instruction, and they've gone from a WTF team to a winning team. And do you think any of it has to do with maybe Peyton kind of lightening his load a little bit too?
Nope, all has to do with me getting a dog.
That's it. 100%.
All right, moving on to the Avalanche. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Figured it out. I mean, maybe lightening his load. The defense is getting a lot of turnovers and making it easier on the offense too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last 80-yard drive for the Broncos. Seriously, I don't remember. Or 75-yard drive, excuse me. When
where is a 70-yard drive, and still we wouldn't be able to remember.
I mean, I'm sure they've had one. The game-winning kick was a drive, but it wasn't. But it wasn't a touchdown drive.
Yeah, I don't like to count field goal drives that much as big game-winning drives, because you got to the 30 or so. I guess I count it if it's within the last 15 seconds, like Patrick Mahomes.
No, I mean it does, but I really just don't remember the last long sustained drive. So that's kind of been what's been the secret is.
Yeah,
the Broncos are getting better possessions, or starting at better spots of the field. And so the defense helped, which has helped Russ, because when you're not stuck with your back to the goal line, you have a lot more freedom in your play calls.
My pizza's here. I'll be right back.
He has those opportunities, but then also part of it you have to say is on these other teams also giving the Broncos these chances. I mean, why was DTR throwing the ball that much? What were the Browns doing?
They don't know.
They didn't run. I mean, I knew they weren't having a ton of success running the ball, but you gotta run the ball against this Broncos team to have success. That's what the Dolphins showed you earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So yes, it is. Part of it is better play calling, giving Russ some better options. But I think a lot of it is just the Broncos are being set up way better than they were earlier in the year. They're not starting with behind the sticks. I mean, even though they're still getting third and forever sometimes, that's got to get fixed. But
yeah, but I mean, I can handle a sack or two of Russ compared to 5, 6, 7, and he's just running for his life back there. So I was looking at the play-by-play real quick. Their first drive was 9 plays, 80 yards. 4 plays, 13 yards on the fumble.
Oh, that was the
they scored
Samaje P.
touchdown.
Ryan. Okay, no. I was like, Samaje P. Ryan wasn't a drive for a touchdown or 80-yard drive. Sorry, go ahead.
So their first drive was 80 yards. That was the first drive.
Oh, that was the Lutz missed field goal, right?
No, that was 7-0. They just drove down and scored right away.
Okay, so Samaje did get. Okay, so that was the very first touch. Okay.
Yeah, P. Ryan with a 3-yard touchdown. 13 plays, 80 yards for another touchdown. Yeah, that was the Will Lutz extra point was good. So that was the Russ.
I'm sorry.
That was. Hang on, I'm trying to read this. This is weird.
You're weird.
Yeah, Russ ran in for the 2-yard touchdown. That's the Bengals. We don't care about that. 70 yards. So I mean, they're making good progress, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and like you said, the defense giving them short field too is obviously the biggest key to all their success. Because if you can go in there and I mean, we were worried about the defense just eating that line alive.
Yeah, and it helped Myles Garrett got hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say once Garrett got hurt, it was open to anybody at that point.
By the way, can we stop with this Garrett Bowles shut down Myles Garrett bullshit?
I mean, it sort of has happened.
I mean,
this game doesn't count because he got hurt.
Yeah.
But in previous games, yeah, he's played well. I don't know if it's like we can count on that in every game. Like Garrett Bowles is gonna, shut him down and like, it's happened before, and then he got hurt. So that's like what 2 or 3 games. I'll take it.
I guess I should say, can we stop with this? Garrett Bowles is an elite tackle because he shut down Myles Garrett. Because you're right, he has done well against Garrett before.
Yeah.
But this talk about how great Garrett Bowles is because he stopped Myles Garrett in this game is not. I think it's garbage.
I see what you're saying, but at the same time, too, you got to remember how poorly we treated that dude when he first got here to Denver. Like, let's stroke his ego a little bit when he's successful against a star of that caliber. I understand what you're saying. Where we're getting a little carried away with you shut him down. He's gonna be an all-pro tackle and all. No, tap the brakes on that. But at least give the dude his kudos because injured or not, he still managed to shut down an all-pro.
He did, but I also saw this stuff. I don't know if you guys saw it, but about saying he should get some more, like his contract is coming up too.
No,
like he needs to get paid even more now because of that performance. Like I saw stuff like that out there, and it's just
that's
like,
ridiculous.
That's what I'm talking about.
Be more consistent, yeah. Be more consistent first, then we'll talk about pay.
He's a good tackle for sure. He's definitely upper echelon in terms of like definitely top half of the NFL. I wouldn't put him top tier by any stretch. He's, top 20, top 15 maybe, but I guess top 20 isn't top half.
I would say low 2, high 3 tier.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Like, he's solid, and that's how it goes. He had holding problems for a long time, and we held him accountable.
Holding.
So I think he's solid, but at the end of the day, it's one of those where he's probably going to end up getting money because the devil versus the one you don't. They're not going to want to let him go and have that be another hole on this team. Like, luckily, the offensive line has looked greatly improved in the past few weeks. And I think next season or whenever his contract is up, they're going to be worried about losing that production unless we get a draft pick at left tackle, which we haven't seen since Garrett Bowles.
Well, that and, this offensive line is the only one that has started all the games together, I want to say. They're the only offensive line that's played all their games together.
Wow.
No one else in the NFL has done that. So it's,
testament to the strength and conditioning team too, because these guys have managed to continue to get out on that field and stay out there.
Yep.
And how often can you say you've had the same 5 linemen out there for an entire season?
The Broncos, not in a long time.
Yeah, and he's got one more year on his contract. 2024 is his last year on that.
Okay,
renewed deal.
Good, he's got next year to prove it then.
Yeah, and they have some time to potentially draft somebody that can replace him.
Yeah, do you really think the Broncos are going to go into next year with drama around their left tackle? I don't know.
It wouldn't be drama. That would
there would be talks about it the whole season about his contract hanging over his head, how he doesn't have a deal for the year after. I mean, I think you're oblivious to think that this offseason isn't the one where
that was sarcasm.
They try and get it signed.
I mean, yeah, probably. I don't know. I guess it's one or the other. I mean, I don't think he'd be. I guess at that point, maybe he'll just demand a trade. You gotta, but whatever. That's how it goes. Send him to somebody else. It feels weird though, because I want to say send him to a contending team, but that might be the Broncos. That feels weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. Like, you're old. You got to find a replacement. Also, can the kid they draft move to right? Maybe it's McGlinchey's replacement. Injuries happen on the line all the time. Having depth and having young players that you can develop. Obviously, you couldn't afford to do that with Bowles because he was already too old when you drafted him. So you kind of had to throw him out there and get him as good as he could quickly. But
next year,
he didn't play till later in his life anyway, too. So he was already on the 8 ball. He knew Mongo stand, Mongo block.
That's what Joe was. That's what Joe was saying. Yeah, his next year is his age 32 season.
Yeah, which he could just play to an older age too, because the biggest thing with NFL players is the wear and tear of the game. I feel like less so your actual age. Look at Taysom Hill. He's 30, looks fine. Looks just as athletic as he ever did. But he's only like a 2-year vet, 3-year vet maybe. So, but it's definitely something to look into. With like how they're going to handle the offensive line going forward. I don't know how many years McGlinchey and Ben Powers both got. I know that Cushenberry, I think, is up next year.
I mean, he's the Brandon Whedon of left tackles.
Right? I know. Brandon Whedon, he was so good.
The forever college guy. I mean, maybe Stetson Bennett is a more current one.
Yeah.
He's the Stetson Bennett of left tackles.
Love Stetson
Bennett. I mean, you're right. It is wear and tear. He didn't start till later. But either way, no matter how much wear and tear is on your body, it takes more of a toll the more you play. The older you get, the harder it becomes to recover, no matter what type of wear and tear is on your body.
Oh, yeah.
Your body naturally just breaks down. And so, Garrett Bowles going into age 32 season, I think that this is the offseason the Broncos have to decide if they are going to try and get another left tackle or sign him to another deal. I mean, tackles can go longer, but you look out in San Francisco, what's happened. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name in San Francisco?
Crap, what is his name?
Oh my God, who missed like 3 games? Jeez,
yeah.
What the? Well, I was just going on a roll. I was so good.
He was coming in to save you. I can't remember.
Tackle.
Yep.
Oh my God, this.
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. There we go. Trent Williams. Trent Williams, who's been hurt sometimes this year, is 35. He's been the definition of consistency, really, for that team for a few years. And Trent Williams has been really good, but now he's starting to get injured. And he has more wear and tear on his body from the position than Garrett Bowles does, but it's just a natural thing that's going to happen. So I was like, I just want to swing back. You realize that the Browns passed through 42 times in this game and only rushed 24 times.
Wow.
And 6 of those 24 rushes were from non-running backs. Excuse me, 7. 8. The running backs only got 16 carries in this game.
Wow. Good thing I didn't start Kareem Hunt.
You had Jerome Ford with a 7.2 yard average. Get 9 carries. Kareem Hunt had a 3 yard average, but a 7 yard long rush. And then the rest of it, you had Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 5 rushes, Harrison Bryant, 1, who's a tight end technically, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Elijah Moore, a wide receiver, obviously, and then PJ Walker.
PJ.
When we talked about the Broncos winning this game, and I talked about how the Browns, beat the Broncos, it was not doubling up. Well, not quite double, but it definitely wasn't doubling up your running back touches. Or is that triple? Yeah, that's triple. They tripled their passing attempts compared to their rushing attempts against the Broncos. And that was the whole thing I saw when we talked about Broncos winning games. Yeah, they're winning it ugly, but they're getting lucky too that these other teams are calling idiotic plays.
Oh yeah,
they're taking advantage. So do not take me saying like that it is nothing. Like it is a good victory, but the Broncos are taking advantage of idiotic mistakes, which is what a good team does. And the Broncos are turning into a good team. I mean, they're in the playoff hunt.
They're doing it. Yeah, the idea that teams have to stop running when they're down by 1 score is completely asinine to me. Like, there's no reason why you need to now take away half of your playbook to score faster. You just need to score at all. It's the middle of the game. Calm down. Like, Kevin Stefanski was supposed to be one of those smart, offensive-minded coordinator-type guys moving up in the ranks. And, like, as soon as he got down a little bit with his rookie quarterback, he's like, nope, fuck it. We ball.
Yeah.
Air it out. When it's like, bro, you've got, like you said, 7 yards a carry average for Jerome Ford? That's nuts. Yeah. And Kareem Hunt is he's one of the best number 2 backs in the NFL. Like, you've got talent there. Amari Cooper was nursing, I think, something, or got hurt in that game or something like that. Like, you need to lean on your running game, even if you're down by 1 score, whatever, that gets you yardage, that keeps you in the field position game. Like, that's very important things. The Broncos are doing that. Like, they're sticking with the run no matter what, and it's really nice to see.
And
hopefully that can continue to happen.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the Broncos keep stopping it. Like, when you look at the extension of the run game, yeah, they did that. They did use that pretty good because Njoku and Kareem Hunt were both involved in the passing game. Njoku like crazy.
Yeah,
but they still stopped running it, and so these Broncos, I know I said we didn't want them turning into the Minnesota Vikings, but man, do they feel like the Vikings of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all I can say when I see this team, because they're not Super Bowl bound.
No.
They could be playoff bound.
They have a chance to cause some chaos and really, really kind of show how much they've grown since last year, and, really put a stamp too on, as hard as some people may still find it hard to believe, Hackett wasn't a good coach.
Oh, I don't know.
What?
They struggled through that for the first 5 weeks. We saw it happen. And now that those bad habits have pretty much washed themselves away, we hope, they're a middle of the road team, which is, again, winning is going to get more people in here. I know draft picks were a big thing, but winning is going to get more people in here too.
I mean, Hackett hasn't engineered a touchdown drive in like 60 drives or something like that. Something crazy. The Jets offense is terrible.
Yeah. They have A.A. Ron and he can't throw to his boys because.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only reason Hackett is still working is because Aaron Rodgers still has a chance at coming back.
Aaron Rodgers probably coached him more on coaching than he has on what's actually going on the field.
Well, yeah, because LaFleur called the plays.
Yeah, LaFleur.
Yeah, Med LaFleur.
LaFleur.
I don't know who the OC was in New York last year, but they look worse this year. Like, whoever their guy was last year, he's like their version of Pat Shurmur. Like,
I was just going to say, it was probably Shurmur, and it was worse than it is now.
Like, we thought this was bad before, but now, oh, man.
Let me tell you a story.
So I wonder, that's a big, actually, kind of a fun point, is can they afford to keep Hackett? Like, is that a conversation they have to have with Aaron Rodgers where, like, sorry, bro, I don't care how much you like this guy as a person.
It was Mike LaFleur. It was Mike LaFleur last
It was
season.
Mike LaFleur. I thought it might have been.
Yeah, it was. When we said that, I was like, wasn't it LaFleur there too?
His brother, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so good. Yeah, there's no way Hackett's better than that guy.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, because he got Mike White and he had Zach Wilson. I mean, Zach Wilson wasn't great, but Garrett Wilson was still scoring touchdowns. One of the reasons why he was still, I mean, besides Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson showed flashes last year.
Yeah.
But Mike White had a few hell of a games that were like, oh my God, this guy's the next coming of, whatever. He's the next Gardner Minshew. Nice. Yeah, there was some excitement around that offense, and that the offense would only get better with Aaron Rodgers there, which is true. But
all it takes
like 4 plays, yeah.
Just a snap.
Yep.
Thanos was right the whole time.
Just a snap of the Achilles.
All it took. Just a snap. I don't know. It was a fun game to go to. It was a fun game to watch. I never thought like football 101 would be so much fun to watch, but just seeing the Broncos break it down just as basic as they are right now, and to be able to carry an entire team into victory with what really shouldn't be working all that well. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you said football 101. I mean, it is going back to old school. Joe, are you frozen?
You're stuck again.
Yep. Oh, there he's back.
But I was gonna say,
you were frozen for a second. Well, the Broncos were, old school football. The Broncos rushed the ball 39 times. 11 of those were Russ's, so 29 running back. 28 because Marvin Mims had one. 28 running back rushes, and they had 22 passing attempts.
Sounds good to me.
They're spreading it around. They're still doing just enough that they can't be predictable. They're making adjustments at halftime. It's
just to say what the yards per pass were. I feel like the Broncos have really shortened their yards per pass to just getting some completions for a few yards. And that's made a big difference, I think, too. Is just taking more completions for less yards instead of those crazy deep balls constantly being attempted. And then now they actually get to hit some of those deep bombs because they take those quick passes too.
He was 13 of 22 for 134 yards, and that was a 6.1 average on his passes.
That sounds about right. 5 or 6 yards.
That also doesn't include. There's another metric that shows the yards per attempt. It's not on ESPN.
Yeah.
You gotta take a deeper dive.
Yeah,
but that's the yards per completion there. What you're really looking for is where his average depth of target is. Average depth of target or air yards. Yeah. The depth target is the one that shows you if he's throwing these screens and these guys are taking it, or if it's bomb passes. Like for example, Cortland Sutton had a 20-yard receiving average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we know that he wasn't catching balls,
no,
30 yards down the field, 40 yards down the field. So, you're looking for depth of target there. But yeah, I mean, the Broncos, and that's going back to the extension of the running game that Cleveland didn't do, and what these teams haven't done. You haven't seen them try and get these linebackers who I'm still worried about them in coverage. I mean, it doesn't matter how good they played. Like you get a good tight end or a good running back out there, it's pucker time.
Yeah,
it's getting
Houston
tough.
Houston does have a pretty good running back right now, so we are a little concerned with that. Devin Singletary has had a few games in a row now being able to put up some numbers, and they do have Dalton Schultz from the Cowboys.
Damian Pierce is there too.
Yep. So they've got tight ends and running backs that can hurt the Broncos for sure. So they've got to be concerned about that. I don't know if Drew Sanders has gotten a ton of time this season, but I'd like to see him as a faster option, unless he's just not ready. And then you just stick with your big slow white dudes that go hit people.
Well, playing off of that, last week the Houston Texans lost their game and they weren't running the ball. They stopped running the ball. Also, when you look at their victories over the last few weeks, they ran the ball. Devin Singletary was a man who looked like he was reborn in week 10 or whatever. Week 9.
I have him in fantasy. It's been great.
Yeah, all of a sudden it was like, oh hey, were running the ball, they were winning these games. And granted, they were closer games, but they kept running. And last week they went away from that. So we'll see. I mean, we're fixing to find out this Sunday
Again.
at 11 a.m. Yay.
Y'all gonna start taking the Texans now?
If the Texans decide go with what they tried last week and lost with, or if they try to go back to what they were winning with.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting thing, because once again, the Broncos could get lucky if they think that their identity is just CJ Stroud. Him going up against these cornerbacks the way they're playing, bad idea.
Yeah, no shit, bad idea. And they've really lucked out to find that running game in the past few weeks, because they looked like one of those teams that was going to be like, well, they're on their way, but they're not quite, playoff contenders just yet. And all of a sudden, they're literally in the wild card, I believe, right now.
The Texans are not. The Broncos and Texans are the first ones out right now.
Really? They got bumped. I haven't looked at the standings this week yet. I've been distracted with other stuff, but that's crazy. That's awesome.
Pittsburgh is still in with their win last week.
Yeah, which made me angry.
Who else is? One other team is in. I'm pretty sure Texans
Baltimore,
and Broncos are.
It's Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and let's see.
Yeah. Cleveland's ahead of the Broncos because they have one more game on the Broncos. Is that right?
Yes. The Colts. The Colts is the seventh one.
Okay.
Because the Colts won against Tampa. So, yeah, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Colts are the three wildcard teams.
Yeah, and then number 8 and 9 are the Broncos or Texans, then Broncos, I believe.
Yeah, it's Texans, Broncos, Buffalo are all Buffalo's 6 and 6. Yeah, we're tied 6 and 5 with the Texans. So
yeah. Buffalo's on bye. So we got one more week after this week of bye weeks.
Yeah, this week's been great for me. I love all my players being on bye.
I'll tell you, my brother-in-law loves it because he needs you to lose bad.
I know. I'm going to lose. I'm looking at next week at this point. For the folks at home, I have Stephon Diggs, TJ Hawkinson, and Zay Flowers all on bye weeks. Also, I have Aaron Jones and Jonathan Taylor, both of which are injured.
Yep.
It's looking great. Oh, and Deshaun Watson. I have Deshaun Watson, too.
I don't know why you still have him, but okay.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't still have him. He's been gone, but that's who I had. Like, that's what I'm dealing with here. But I can't talk too much. Nick had Joe Burrow. Poor bastard.
Yeah, the Cincinnati stack did not play out. Much like the Kansas City stack did not play out this year.
No, it didn't.
The bad luck is aplenty. Yeah, the Buffalo stack would have worked if it wasn't for your fucking cousin.
Well, brother-in-law, but also
brother-in-law? I thought he was your cousin.
No, he's my brother. He's married to my sister.
That's hilarious. He's in my phone as Colin's cousin. Before we met at the watch party. Anyway, back to sports podcast.
I mean, the Buffalo has actually been Buffalo has been really good. I mean, Josh Allen's still number one quarterback or top 3 quarterback. It's just that the quarterbacks this year have regressed back to the mean as far as fantasy goes. But a lot of them, there haven't been the consistent blow up performances from any quarterback. I mean, we looked at CJ Stroud and what he did a few weeks ago, setting the rookie record. There haven't been a lot of those record breaking type of games or high scoring touchdown throwing games. Yeah. We've seen, like I said, I think a regression back to the better defenses, cornerbacks being ready for the way they're getting calls.
Yeah. Defense was
we see this happen, how the NFL goes in swings, and we'll see if next year it goes back to the quarterback. But I think that there's probably a good 2 or 3 years of maybe quarterback play that is still really good, but it's not the light 'em up, scores that we were used to over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. To quote Rob Schneider from Chuck and Larry, life is like a circle.
Oh man. Well, I mean, obviously we'll talk more about the Broncos and the Texans coming up this weekend. Just wanted to recap that awesome win that they had on Sunday that went way better than I think any of us expected it to go.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and move on to the ice real quick. And the Avs are turning it around now. If you get rid of that, whatever the hell that thing was in Nashville, they're on a hot streak, 7 out of 8. And new guys are starting to make their presence known now. One in particular, Ryan Johansson.
Hansen.
Really started to
like
come
if
up.
you're greeting the band Hansen, you're like, yo, Hansen.
He said, goals. Shot.
Playing like a man on
shots.
a mission now.
No.
I mean, he scored 2 goals the other day. I mean, yeah, this is what I talked about. These young guys or these other guys are getting a chance to step up and prove they belong. And that's what you're looking for at this point when you got some guys hurt and banged up.
Yeah.
And it's good to see the young guys playing this well against teams that are, above average.
Yeah, it's similar to what we saw from the Nuggets with last year, guys like Christian Brown, but even this year with Peyton Watson and stuff. It's nice to see that on the Avs end because it's just been so much sadness, it feels like, for the past, week or two or so, where they were just slogging through everything and struggling so hard. And it's like, oh, cool. We get a little bit of youthful enthusiasm and we're not just out here wondering if Georgie's the guy or not. So it's pretty nice. I'm happy about it. I'm going to take it.
And every game he scored a goal and the Avs have won.
Georgie did?
No, Johansson.
I don't know if you guys know this stat, but ever since I got a dog, the Broncos haven't lost either.
That's true. Yeah. That's how it goes. We have a few of those streaks here on the Undrafted Uncensored. I haven't picked the Broncos to win in how many weeks, and they've won every single week. So I've been picking against them strategically the past 3 weeks because I'm happy to lose fake money so the Broncos can win.
Oh, but I'm the one with the orange and blue color glasses on, huh?
Well, when we were 1-5, yes.
Play your part, Nick.
Yes, 100%.
Stay in your lane. Keep picking the Broncos.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. When we were 1-5, yeah, you were.
Yeah, you were still that guy, 100%.
I knew they were going to turn it around.
No, you didn't. You just kept saying you wanted to win one game.
You wanted, yes.
We all wanted them to turn it around, but how often does stuff like this happen? I remember Kansas City with Alex Smith went 1-5 and then didn't lose a game the rest of the season and went into the playoffs extremely hot. I'm pretty sure that's the year they lost to Andrew Luck and the Colts, I want to say, or it was somebody like that where it was a really close game and they got beat towards the end because Alex Smith had so many of those playoff games, sadly, poor guy. With Kansas City, they just kept, barely getting knocked out, kind of like the Saints with Drew Brees later in his career. But that so seldomly happens where a team goes, 0 and whatever. Like the Broncos with Tim Tebow, I think went 1-4. The Chiefs went 1-5 with Alex Smith. Obviously, we went 1-5 this year. That's massive. So I'm just enjoying that aspect of it. The fact that the hipster in me gets to be excited for all the the lower tier guys on our teams. Getting to see Mike Purcell out there still rocking it after being, I'm pretty sure, very low drafted or undrafted or a journeyman for 4 or 5 years before he got here. So yeah, that's been really nice.
Rams and Buffs are about to kick off on hardwood.
Mm-hmm. Fun.
So you guys know Nuggets are about to play too.
Yep.
Buffs are gonna crush.
Is it
Jamal
men's or
Murray
women's?
comes back tonight? You shut up.
No, I'm serious. Is it men's or women's? For the
No,
Buffs?
I'm still calling to shut up. It's men's.
Oh, okay. Well, that's less guaranteed, but they're still good.
Yeah, number 20 CSU is hosting the unranked Buffs. So there's that.
It's CSU versus the Buffs? I didn't realize that. That's dope. I'm going to try to watch that. The Nuggets versus whoever can probably wait.
Nuggets and Thunder?
Ooh, I do want to see that. I like the Thunder.
No, Rockets. It's the Rockets. You're good.
Oh, okay.
You're safe.
I still like the Rockets, but not that much. Yeah. They don't have my guy Lou Dort.
Well, they're going to play the Nuggets twice in 2 weeks, or 4 times over 3 weeks, because
the Rockets
and Nuggets, because since the Nuggets are not in the in-season tournament anymore,
Thank God.
They get to play, I think, at the Clippers, and then they come home to face the Rockets. So those are the two games they're making up because they're not in the tourney anymore.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, honestly,
the Clippers again. Send it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, get those out of the way now.
I'm sure the Clippers are really looking forward to it too.
Yeah. I don't want to see when the Clippers finally get like their mode kind of figured out, so that they can win without having to have James Harden out there doing his thing. Because when James Harden can't get it done, the whole thing falls apart. And they were 0 whatever when he first got there. So I don't want to play them too many times once they've got it all kind of gelling. I want to wait for Kawhi Leonard to get hurt first. But
here's my question.
Rockets, one of those teams that are going to constantly get better too, with that defensive mentality. And Alperen Şengün kind of being like another diet Jokic. Like he's more of like a diet Sabonis, and Sabonis is diet Jokic.
I hope he gets a triple-double tonight, by the way.
Şengün?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Here's my question.
That's a good pickup.
Well, how is the PA guy? Do you give Popovich a microphone?
I think he demanded
Popovich.
Like, yeah, you let him address the crowd.
No,
and
you
wasn't
don't.
wrong.
You don't let him address the crowd.
Absolutely, you do. It's Greg Popovich. This is going to be great entertainment. This is going to be great for TV. Like, people are going to buy more tickets because next time, what if Pop grabs the mic again? Like they want that. That's that's big money at that point because they're not playing to win right now. They're playing to get Wembanyama good.
Popovich is him. He is the daddy. All right.
He is him.
Like, and give me a break. Think about the name, like coach and coaching lore, like the names. He is one of those guys. Whatever. Like, would you give Mike Shanahan a mic?
Yeah, you give the mic to Mike.
Nick's trying to say no, but he knows he wants to say yes. And Mike Shanahan has to address the crowd at Mile High Stadium. You give him the mic.
Yeah, you do it.
It's just so weird. They're like,
I mean, you don't give a brand new coach the mic in his first year.
No,
a guy who's been there forever and won
championships. Like Pop, I mean, Pop's got like almost as long a history as Bobby Knight.
Yeah, Bobby Knight was known for he addressed the crowd too.
Bobby Knight addressed a lot of things that he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In ways he shouldn't have.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's right, but you just do it.
Yeah.
These guys are grandfathered in to do whatever the hell they want. I mean,
and you also got to understand like how much Pop loves Kawhi. Like Kawhi was that youth movement that came in with Duncan and Ginobili and Tony Parker, and they won a championship.
I was going to say he did help
Kawhi was there. Like if they don't bring in young Kawhi for that 14 Spurs, they're not going to. But they're still going to be very good. But I don't think they're going to be like one of the best teams ever. Like that was probably the best Spurs team ever.
Yeah. He won it, then he went to Toronto and won it. Yeah, no, Kawhi is definitely,
Yeah, well, but it's really just like that's how much Pop loves Kawhi. And like he was so sad to see him go, but at the end of the day, they weren't going to be able to afford him because that's not the kind of team the Spurs ever really have. So whatever. And he won it with Toronto. So him coming back, and I can see why the fans were irked to an extent, but like, your organization didn't keep the guy. Like it's how it goes,
But
they wanted, and Pop wanted to leave.
He was still hurt from the whole trade thing. I guess that's kind of where my mind's stuck.
Well, you got to think about too from his point of view. Like the Spurs were headed for a rough rebuild time, and if they didn't get lucky and get Wembanyama in there, Wembanyama in the draft lottery, then they're still waiting for that like great player to help them boost up. So Kawhi's not going to spend the last like 5 years or whatever.
So they've been singing a lot of U2 songs, is what you're saying.
No,
still haven't found.
No, Kawhi did. He found it.
But that's what they were doing before they got Wemby.
And then he found it again.
Yes, the Spurs. Yeah, they finally found it in Victor, for sure. They didn't even know they were looking, but he was 7'4". It's hard to miss.
Dude looks like a freaking baby deer out there, though. Sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like a baby deer getting 4 blocks on the Nuggets. It's
Yeah.
more than 2.
Well, the dude didn't even have to be in the area code. The dude could be standing Greeley and block the freaking ball.
2 more than 2 right there. Of course he did.
2 more than 2.
That's
he got 4 blocks against the Nuggets.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more than 2.
Bitter party of 1?
Yep. How the hell did he not get 2 blocks?
Why did Joker shoot that last shot?
Yeah. Why did Joker shoot the last shot?
Bastard. Go race horses.
Those sons of bitches just
right?
playing well. Or in Victor's case, not.
See, Jokic did something that he does consistently. Wembanyama didn't do something that he does consistently.
Yeah. I still think it's Nick's fault for picking against the best Nugget ever. Like that, come on.
It was perfect. It was all set up.
If it was perfect, you would have won.
No, it was perfect. So he decided to get selfish. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. We've been talking about this for a while. Hot stove's starting to pick up. And I figure what better time than right now? Broncos are winning. We're happy. Nuggets are out of the play-in tournament or the in-season tournament, so I'm happy.
So we're happy.
Yeah.
The Avalanche are winning again, so we're happy. Let's write a letter.
The Rockies haven't done anything, so we're angry.
I'm not angry. I'm actually not angry.
Well, they've done one.
Winter meetings start next week, so I'm not angry yet. Let's give it some time. Who knows? They may check in on Shohei Ohtani. They've been showing a few deals with the Halos.
They're gonna check in on Shohei Ohtani like Chris Rock does not understand the words coming out of your mouth. Okay,
I mean,
like there is no. Well, they are gonna be like, don't have a translator. Sorry.
Oh, well, you guys always gotta make fun of me for that.
They're gonna do that for marketing only. Like their attempt to sign or trade for Shohei Ohtani is going to be as real as Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
I think every team is checking on Shohei. I don't think that any of them are legitimately in the running
Chris
for it.
Bryant?
Excuse me, what?
He signed Chris Bryant. It can happen.
Chris Bryant,
Andy and Desmond.
Yeah.
Andy and Desmond,
Daniel Murphy,
and Jose Reyes.
Yeah. No, actually, Jose Reyes
was a trade.
Who was that
but
pitcher that looked really weird? McGee. They signed
McGee.
Yeah, my guy, Mr. Magoo.
Jake McGee wasn't a bad signing after the year. It turned bad, but getting him here was not a bad thing. Yeah, it was not a bad thing.
Off at him for a while. This guy can't do anything. This stupid bent over weird pitch.
Well, and it was more so because of what he did the year before, years before. Like it was a good signing, which is why I'm pissed at the Rockies for not doing things like that again. When it just didn't pan out, like it didn't work out. It's the thing I've said. I've said multiple times. Like, yeah, just because something doesn't work out doesn't mean you stop. Like, if a relationship doesn't work out, doesn't mean that you completely stop dating anymore ever again. For the most part, I mean, some people, that's the case, but it doesn't mean you stop trying.
Doesn't mean they're right.
But yeah, just because some of these things haven't worked out for the Rockies, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't stop trying. So, Nick, to your letter.
Well, just so we can get everybody else included in this too, everybody listening, we've talked about this before, where we want to write a letter to Dick Monfort, owner of the Colorado Rockies. He's synonymous for answering emails that he receives from fans.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he is known to do this and it wants to interact with fans, we decided that was a good opportunity for us as a podcast / fan run podcast, because we don't have press credentials. We're just a bunch of fans that want to pretend to be professional sports heads.
We just like talking
talk
about
sports and let you listen to it. We love it. We love doing this. We love entertaining you guys. So we decided we were going to one day write a letter to Dick so that we can see if he'll come on the show and talk strategy with us. What's the worst he's going to tell us? No.
Once again, you don't stop asking people out on dates.
Yeah, exactly. Like I sent a demo to Odyssey for a Yankee opening. Did I get a phone call or an email back? No. Do I care? No, because I'm going to keep doing it. Actually, I'm going to have to send a demo to Arizona. Turns out they're playing.
They're looking for someone new.
Yeah. So I got to work on that this weekend. But that was our intention, is to, as fans, interact with him, get him on camera, get him on the show, and see if he'll just, even if it's 10 minutes. You know, I don't want to take a whole lot of his time, but I just want to have a little fun with this because he does interact with fans. We have questions that we want answered that the media doesn't always ask. And again, the worst he's going to tell us is no.
Yeah. And
no, he's definitely going to tell us no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he might not. But especially as fans, and like for someone who grew up watching the Rockies and who wants them to succeed so badly, like it'd be, if he were to say yes, it would be part of like a full circle kind of moment for me.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, like if you'd have told me when I was in high school I was able to interview Dick Montfort on a podcast, number one, I'd have told you were crazy because there was no way I was going to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
And number two, there would have been no way I'd be asking that man questions because I probably would have like locked up with Vapor Lock or something.
Shut down. I can't find the words. My computer's frozen.
Yeah. Tick, 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 tick. Hello.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Continue eating pizza.
Well, yeah. Hold on. Let me set it down. Now I can use. I don't know what to do with my hands.
So, to start this off, dear Mr. Montfort, we are a collection of idiots.
We don't leave with that, but I'm here for it anyway. Let's continue.
We are 3 sports fans who have a podcast.
That so far it's accurate.
There's 2 times per week. And we are based here in Denver.
As passionate sports fans, we want to see all the Colorado teams succeed.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And we would like to start
Hang on. I can
Colorado Rockies as a Colorado sports team.
As passionate sports fans, I'm sorry, say it again, Colin.
As passionate sports fans, we want all Colorado sports teams to succeed. I don't know. And we would like to take the opportunity to ask you questions, or I don't know, about your vision for the Rockies' future. I don't know.
When do you plan on selling the team?
No.
That's not good. That will not be one of the questions that we ask.
Yeah, we're not asking about selling the team. We're not asking him to fire himself.
How much?
Yes, yeah, no, that's actually good. We are not here to ask you about selling or firing yours. Or you probably don't
firing. How much money would it take for you to sell the team?
Yeah, I was like, it'd probably be good to be like, yeah, we are not asking you to sell the team. It would really be. That is not part of what we want to do.
Or not all of us are asking for you to sell the team.
3 sports fans podcast 2 times per week. On various
we'd like to take the opportunity to sit down and talk with you in person or via Zoom, whatever, about your vision and plans.
Your vision.
I don't know.
Like, do you need glasses?
No, I'm just trying to.
Or, I don't know. About what you were doing to make the Rockies a contender.
Should we ask like a leading question? Like, we're sure that you've set aside a significant amount of money to fix the analytics department that the Rockies has currently. How much have you set aside for said analytics department, and how many staff members do you intend to add to your current, analytics department of 0?
How much? Yeah, I was gonna say, how much does a ream of paper cost?
We'd like to speak to you either in person or via Zoom/StreamYard about what your plans are for the future and how you are going to improve the Rockies. We are coming at this.
I would just say Zoom.
Okay. We're not coming into this as members of the media, but as
fans of the
legitimate
Rockies.
fans of the Colorado Rockies. And
Joe.
There will be no
sorrow
questions about you firing yourself.
I'd say you selling.
Don't
the
even
team.
bring it up. No.
I'd say you selling the team.
I don't think we should bring any of that up at all, just because he's going to be like, fuck you guys. If we're actually trying to get a response, don't bring up any of that. Just say positive things that you do want to bring up. Stick with that.
I would just say, your vision of we would like to hear your vision of the future and what this team can be.
Because that sounds like throwing shade. Like, we're not going to ask you about selling the team or firing yourself. Like that.
Well, I mean, he's made jokes about it. That's why I was throwing it in there.
I mean, yeah, but that's something you would say to him in person, because then you could give context and voice inflection and stuff. In a letter, that's just going to come out.
Good point.
Touche.
Good point.
Touche.
We're not coming into this as members of the media, but as legitimate fans of the Colorado Rockies, and know how much fan interaction does mean to you,
and would mean to us.
We record.
No. Don't. We'll do it anytime. We will do it. No. We'll do it anytime.
Because if you give him any time, you're kind of narrowing yourself down.
No. We look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, we don't need to bog it down with unnecessary details.
All right.
Well, I had tuna for lunch this week, and it was delicious.
No, I'm just saying that when you give him the ability to.
No, I'd just say we look forward to hearing from you and scheduling a time that would work, and then we can come in with different times.
Because if you give him a straight up time, he's just going to say he's busy, and you're never going to get anything.
Oh, Wednesdays can't do it. Saturday, nope.
Yeah. Oh, I'm busy that day. I didn't say a day. I know. It's funny. I can't tell sometimes if you're just lost in thought or just frozen on the screen.
I can hear him typing.
We look forward to hearing from you. Hope we can get together soon.
Kiss.
Questions and have
XOXO. Please actually end it with
enjoyable interaction.
Fire it off.
XOXO.
We good with that? Let me read it off one more time so you guys can hear it.
Yeah, give us the final presentation.
Dear Mr. Monfort, we are 3 sports fans who have a podcast that airs 2 times per week on various social media platforms and are based here in Denver. As passionate sports fans, we want all Colorado sports teams to succeed, and we would like to take the opportunity to speak to you about the Rockies' future. We would like to take the opportunity to speak to you either in person or via Zoom about what your plans are for the future and how you are going to improve the Rockies. We are not coming into this as members of the media, but as legitimate fans of the Colorado Rockies and know how much fan interaction does mean to you, and it means to us as well.
Also, we're sort of members of the media.
We look forward to hearing from you and hope we can get together soon to ask questions and have an enjoyable interaction.
I like it.
Sure.
All right, let me figure out. Sincerely, Undrafted Uncensored.
X.
Archuleta.
You can put, Colin, Joe, Nick, the guys at Undrafted Uncensored.
Yeah. Colin Zinker and Joel Goodwin.
Oh, we're doing full names.
Yes, we're doing full names because
Yeah.
follow Undrafted Uncensored.
Let's see if I hope we get a response from Mr. Monfort. This would be great. At least a response. We're firing off that email.
We're getting there.
Undrafted Uncensored podcast crew.
Sure.
There you go.
There we go.
We're the crew.
Fire it off.
Stand by. Gotta save it to the desktop real quick. Save as.
Fire it.
You fire it. How about while I fire this off? Colin, it's time for you to take over anyway. So while I type, why don't you go ahead and get us into the victory formation?
It's a nice segue.
This is the victory formation.
All right, boys, here we go. Best play in football. 6 right tight diamond victory on 1. Break.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, it's jam.
The Pick'em segment, proving that Colin Zanker is the most humble man in the history of time. Least. Featuring Nick Archuleta, wishing he was somewhere else. And Joe Goodwin, just kinda winging it.
Oh, that's right, everybody. We are here in the victory formation, and some of us are more victorious than others each week. So let's just dive right in as we talk about victories. One person decided to go 3-1 this week. One person went 2-2, and one went 1-3. Any guesses on who?
I went 2-2.
I'm one of the other ones.
Well, you're both wrong.
Maybe.
Nick ends up at 3-1 this week.
Oh,
Joe at 2-2, and I was 1-3. Let's talk about the games that we picked. We chose the Ravens versus the Chargers. I idiotically went with the Chargers, who have lost their offense because they were at home, and I thought the Ravens were coming off an emotional win that was
the Chargers don't have a home.
Well, that's true too. But at minus 166, both Nick and Joe won 16-02 there. The Bears, not scoring a touchdown, decided to beat the Vikings 23-10 on Sunday Night Football. Or Monday Night Football, excuse me.
Yeah, we all picked that, right?
And that did not happen. That would be Nick, the only one who chose the Bears, because he's got a love for Chicago that's almost unmatched to his Broncos love.
And New York.
Yeah.
You
know how much he loves the Cubs.
He loves all things Chicago more than his New York love. Like you do not love the Giants or the Jets.
No.
But in Chicago, you like the Bears and the Cubs. You're a multi-sport. I think
you like the Sox too.
I think you have a little affinity for the Bears there, Nick. You don't try it. I think there's something.
I do like Brian Urlacher. I do like Brian's song. It's a good movie.
And also
other Bryans, yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure we were all Bulls fans growing up because of my So
I was a Team Squad fan myself.
The other football game that we chose was the Browns versus the Broncos. Mm-hmm. Nick once again decided to go with the Broncos and get victorious there, 18-20 on that one. And then the only non-football game that we picked, the Ducks versus the Oilers, in the lowest winning margin of the week at minus 265. The Oilers stomped the Ducks 8-2. So 1377. So the big winner of the week, Nick Archuleta, netting 47.22, bringing his total up to 567.42. Joe, you were in the positive this week at $9.79, so you're at $444.80.
I made $9.
I lost $16.23, bringing me down under $9.50. I'm at $947.70. And that is the victory formation. That's what we get for doing 4 picks. I lose $16.
Whoa, that's rough, man. I'm so sorry.
But there is a good slate of games this weekend, right? Wait, I did see that right. Let me make sure that I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure that the Sunday and Monday night games are decent this week.
I believe.
I'm pretty sure. I thought I saw that. Oh no, they were supposed to be decent. That's right. Bengals, Jaguars, but no Joe Burrow. And then it's Chiefs, Packers, which actually could be quite the interesting game. I mean, I'm interested in the Sunday night football.
Yeah, that'll be fun for sure. Just to see all the random young receivers on both teams that happen to catch passes.
Yeah,
from Rashee Rice to Jaden Reed.
Yeah, is Casey's defense legit? Are the Packers? Well, I mean, are the Packers gonna continue their role? Packers have been on the roll too, so
yeah, they're trying to stay in the playoff hunt, but the NFC is a lot more lopsided, so they got a lot more work ahead of them. Where the Broncos, they're just so close, but there's like 5 teams they're matched up with. The Packers have to win 2 or 3 games before they're even close to the 7th seed, I believe.
So
no, I don't think they're that far out.
Let's see.
So real quick, I sent that email, and for like 20 seconds, it had a little button at the bottom that said undo send. He left it up there.
I was waiting for you to cancel the rule.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to do this, dummy? Yes.
No, you're sure.
I'm sure that that's for the victory formation this week.
Sure. Unsure.
Or at least for the show, and then we'll have our picks on Saturday.
Fun. That'll be sweet.
Yes.
So will Nick's hot streak continue?
Yes.
Will Colin get off the schneid?
No.
Maybe?
Will Joe have a good win?
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Every win is a good win. I had 2 of those this week.
We didn't get his review this week, so we don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't have the bad loss section of our game.
Yeah. Honestly, I think while I'm at the fan on Sunday, I might try to make up a little intro or something and just put a little more, take a little more time with it and kind of do it better.
Well, we'll have to pick a game for you not to watch, or some games to recap for you not to watch this weekend. Then
that'll be sick. I can't wait. But no, I'll be a lot more prepared. I'll just recap some of the shitty games from last weekend too. Just throw it all together. Fuck it. What could go wrong?
No, 2-week-old ones are no good.
It's fine because it's shitty anyway. Who cares? My plan this week, though, if we had gone with it, I was just gonna read the scoring drive summary and just make it up.
Not good. Yeah, I would have cut you off.
It would have been so good. Okay, so the first score of the game. Oh man, somebody went up by 7. There was a field goal made by.
Oh boy! All right. Well, I will let you know when we get our. I just got an email. I was like, "You answered?" No, he didn't. It was one of my apps.
He's not going to be the one to answer anyway. It's going to be an intern or somebody. And
no, it's going to be him. I sent it right to him. Where did Colin go?
Do you think he checks his own email? He has a secretary for that, Nick.
No, because
Colin already quit. That. Colin doesn't care anymore. He doesn't love us. He went to the store to get milk. He's never coming back.
I started the music.
Hey, look, there he is.
I have this little clicker on the side of my mouse that also counts as a back button.
Yeah.
And I'm getting used to it, so I accidentally hit that and kicked myself out.
I'm gonna go look at the Apple computers on Friday.
Nice.
Oh my goodness!
So hopefully I'll have a new computer soon.
I love it.
Going for a MacBook, huh?
I'm gonna go for a Mac, yeah. My brother was saying it might be better for editing, so I trust him.
No, you have to get Final Cut for Apple. I don't know if Apple is compatible with Adobe.
It is.
You might want to rethink that.
No, it is compatible with it.
Okay, good, because they have their own software.
Yeah.
I learned on Final Cut in high school. It's a great software. It's not as good as it used to be.
So for Colin Zanker and Joe Goodwin, I am Nick Archuleta. That has been the Undrafted Uncensored, the midweek version. Tune in for this weekend, either Friday or Saturday. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
We love you guys, though.
Love you all. Thank you.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Tell your friends.
Tell your moms.
Hey,
Tell
Mom.
your friends' moms.